welcome to a makeup tutorial for this makeup look. My name is Dilemma Emma and this is my first YouTube video. I've only uploaded on TikTok and Instagram in the past, but never on YouTube. So for this makeup tutorial, I thought it would be a great opportunity to actually upload a YouTube video in long video format instead of short video format. So this will be a pretty in-depth tutorial on how I achieved this makeup look, and I will link all the products in the description and I hope you enjoy it. Let's go! So first and foremost, what we're gonna start with is putting on the wig net as normal. As you can see, the one I'm using is very stretched out, so I can wear it without getting a wig headache, but it also slides back. So the way we're gonna fix that so it doesn't slide back all the way is by face taping. So I know it seems scary, but face taping helps a lot with keeping the wig cap in place and also making you look a bit more snatched. So what we're not gonna do is we're not taping the eyes, we're not like dragging them upwards. What we're doing is dragging the cheekbone and the eyebrow. So you can see it's not really, I'm not doing anything over here, I'm just doing that basically. So I have hooded eyes and it makes it a bit more easier because you get a bit more space for eyeliner and stuff to fit on your eyelid. And it also helps with, you know, making your face a bit more snatched, especially for this type of makeup. So what I'm using is just normal medical tape, and that's skin safe. It's important that it's skin safe, but you can also use tape specifically made for face taping. They exist also, but I haven't tried it, so I just use this like basic as you can find at any like drugstore or anything really. So what we're gonna do is, I'm using the thicker ones, there's also the thinner ones, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with the eyebrow. So like this, you can see the difference. Looks more like upturned, and then I'm gonna do the other side and make it even like that. You can see it's kind of even, and then I'm gonna do the cheekbone. So this helps with reducing the smile lines as well, because you kind of get less like fat right in this area, so you kind of pull it like this. So that's what I'm gonna do. And then making sure to avoid the air so you don't get like the sharp edge here like that. You can kind of see the difference in my cheekbones. And then what I usually do is I put a tape right here to secure it a bit, and then this should hold the entire day. What you also want to make sure is to make sure your skin care is dried properly when doing this step, because otherwise if it's too like moist, then the tape won't stick. So you need to make sure it's really clean and like properly dried. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna do my primer. I'm using this one from NYX, the face glue gripping primer. So I'm gonna put that on. And this is really one of the most important steps of cosplay makeup, because especially if you're at a convention, you want to make sure it stays on the whole day. So I recommend, if you have, like me, kind of oily skin, I recommend really using a strong like gripping primer. And if you have very dry skin, you can use a moisturizing one. We're gonna make sure it's fully dried before we put on the rest of the products. So I'm using a fan like this. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna put in the lenses. So the thing is, people will say different things, but technically you're supposed to put in the lenses before the makeup, because you don't want like makeup residue on your lashes or anything to get stuck like behind the lenses. But what I usually do is when I'm going to conventions, I will put on the makeup first and then the contacts last, which you're not supposed to do hygienically. But I do that because I want to reduce the wear time of the contact lenses. So if my makeup takes like 2 hours to do for a convention, I don't want to spend those 2 hours wearing contacts, because then I'm not gonna be able to wear them as long at the convention. So that's usually what I do, but I don't recommend it really. Like you should listen to the doctors, okay? Not listen to me. But this time I'm gonna put on the lenses beforehand because I'm not gonna be in cosplay for so long. So I have, I can link them in the description. It's a pair of DOLLY lenses. You can see them, but they're purple, and this really helps with the enlarging effect of the eye. For like female characters, you typically want like really big contacts, so I'm gonna put them in with these like these kind of cups, what you want to call them. So I'm just gonna do that. Maybe I put it in the wrong direction, I don't actually know. Put them in the right direction, okay? But it's kind of difficult to see with these ones. Like what you're supposed to do is look at the curve, so it's supposed to be like straight kind of and not like a taco. But mine always looks a bit weird, even when it's the right side, so I don't know. But I think this is the right one because it feels all right. Usually when you put them on the wrong side, it gets really uncomfortable. So if you have a very uncomfortable contact lens, you should try switching the side and see if it helps, because that means you put it on in the wrong direction. I dropped it, I'm gonna clean it, I'm gonna clean it. Don't put on your lenses when you have dropped them, okay? Don't do that. So I got these ones in, but I noticed now that these ones are in the wrong direction, so I need to change them. Okay, now I got them in. So this is the thing. I've done cosplay makeup with lenses for like 3 years, and I still struggle with putting the lenses in. So if you're a beginner, it's fine. It's fine to struggle. Like, I understand this like took me 5 minutes to get in. In the beginning it took me like half an hour. Like, I really recommend looking up tutorials and using these like tools. It really help a lot, especially if you're a beginner. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna start with the base, and I'm gonna first and foremost use color correction. So you can see that I have like quite dark, like this green blue kind of veins that are visible because I have very thin skin around my eyes. EDS girlies, where are you at? So what I do is I use color correction. This one is from ISADORA, the concealer stick. It looks like this. It's in the shade Peach, shade 20. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna apply it around my veins, or like on top of my veins around my eye, like that kind of. You can see the difference. So I'm gonna do that on both sides. So there we go. Now I'm just gonna blend it out using my finger real quick, like that kind of. It's not perfectly blended, but you kind of want to keep the coverage a bit. So for color correction, you can use, like, if you have like red under your eyes, you can use like a more green tone and like stuff like that. I'm not gonna talk about it so much, but yeah, it's what I use. It helps, especially to cover the dark undercircles that I have. And then I'm gonna use the Can't Stop Won't Stop NYX concealer. So foundation. I use the same concealer as well. So I'm gonna start with a foundation, and this is a full coverage foundation. I recommend using that for cosplay makeup because you kind of want a clean base, like a very blank base, like a canvas that you can paint on. So you want to hide as much as possible, basically. I'm just gonna put some on my hand, and then I'm gonna just take my finger and I'm gonna apply it like kind of evenly on both sides. And on my nose and my forehead. I'm gonna put a bit more here, like that. So kind of like want to get it even, like not even, but you want to get the same amount on like each side, which is why I don't apply it directly with a sponge or beauty blender, but I start out with the finger and then I'm gonna blend it out with a wet beauty blender. This is like ASMR, like. So what you will see is a lot of, especially like cosplay makeup in general, and also like especially doujin makeup and like Chinese cosplayers and Asian cosplayers, they will use a lighter foundation. For me, this isn't on purpose. It's because it's summer and this is my winter foundation. But yeah, it's a bit lighter than my usual skin tone. But I think it kind of helps, because then you get the contrast from the contour even bigger, and it kind of creates more shadow and depth in your face, if you understand what I mean. But you obviously don't need to do that, like you can use the same shade as you have, like... So now I have the foundation applied kind of evenly, but I have left out the eye area, so that's where I'm gonna use the concealer. My concealer is basically run out, so I'm gonna use a bit of foundation as well, just under the eyes, but we usually don't want that because to avoid creasing, you usually prefer using a concealer, but mine is basically dried out, like it's a struggle. So I'm gonna apply that all over the eye area. This is usually like, I usually use double this amount, like I usually use a lot of product to really cover up my circles because I have a lot of dark areas around my eyes. So I'm gonna start with this amount and I'm gonna blend it with the same beauty blender I used before. So now I've kind of applied it evenly, like you can see it's kind of like messy around here, but we don't look too closely. Like it's not a convention, no one's gonna stare at me up close, like I'm gonna put filter on this. Like, so what we're doing now is the brows. So I'm just using like this brow pencil from ISADORA. I will link all the products in the description, so I'm just gonna use this, and I'm gonna kind of, so I have my eyebrows kind of shaved here because they usually go further down, but what I'm gonna do for this kind of anime girl look is we kind of want to make the eyebrows straight, so we don't want them to be like kawaii kawaii like this, but we also don't want them to be angry. So if you want, the more cuter the character, the more like the eyebrows are gonna be upturned. But for this specific character, I'm just doing like straight eyebrows basically. And then I'm dragging them out a bit more so you can see where my eyebrows naturally end, and then I've dried it out a bit more. So I'm gonna do that on the other side as well. So now I've got almost two kind of even eyebrows-ish. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cover them with concealer to get them even. And I'm also covering some of my own hair here to make it like less angry looking. I don't know, I wanted to get more straight basically. This is also why it can be helped a lot to have shaved eyebrows or like partly shaved when you're doing cosplay makeup, but I don't really have that, so I'm just hoping for the best with concealer. So now I'm just gonna blend that out. Now the base is basically done. What I'm gonna do is just set it with setting powder. What you also can do is do cream contour. I don't do cream contour for female characters, but I do it for male characters, so you can like sharpen your jawline a bit, you know. But I'm not gonna do it with this look specifically. So for this I use the What's Cooking Good Looking Makeup Mekka setting and baking powder. This one, it's from a Swedish brand, so I used it because of that. But you can use basically any like setting powder. There's some that are supposed to be really good, but I recommend getting a decent one. Like, it doesn't need to be the most perfect powder out there, but you know, you're gonna use a lot of it for cosplay makeup, so maybe not use the most expensive one, because then you're gonna suffer. Yeah, this one is very cheap. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bake everything with a beauty blender, so let's do that. I use like a bunch like this and just go tap, tap, tap. I start with under the eyes to brighten them, and then I usually do above the eyes as well. You're not supposed to do that, I think, because it dries them out, but oh well, psych. So we're doing that, and I'm kind of lightening the eyebrows as well with the powder, you know, setting them, and just using a shit ton of powder in the areas that you want to lighten, so it's kind of the T-zone, so like the chin, the above lip, the nose, and like the under eye area that you really want to brighten. Then I usually drag the powder down a bit here and then up in the forehead. So now you can see that I'm really baked, like very much. And I'm just gonna let that sit for a little bit. Okay, so then what you can do is just take a big fluffy brush and you're just gonna wipe up the excess powder so you don't like look like you have baked in it or bathed in it like you do, you know? So I'm just gonna wipe up the excess. Like that. Now it's time for the fun part. So what I usually start with is contouring, and then I go to the eye makeup and then the blush and stuff, and then the lips. So we're gonna start with contouring. So what I usually do is I use a very cool tone contour. So this kind of depends on the character. If you have someone with a lot of like bronzer and very like sun-kissed vibes, you want to do like a more warm toned. But for me, I usually use cool tone contours, also because I'm a very pale girl, so I'll be using that. So for my kind of makeup, what I usually do is I do a very like bunny or like cat-like contour. So I focus on this area, this, and a button nose. So we're gonna focus, the big focus on the face is gonna be the button nose and the eyes. So what I'm gonna do is I have this JUDYDOLL contour palette. It's the like really cool toned one. It's like one of the most, it's basically the most cool toned like contour palette on the market that you can get, and it's kind of like, it's pretty cheap, so I recommend getting it for cosplay because it's really good. So what we're gonna do is I'm starting with a little flat brush and I'm packing it on with product and then just tapping the excess off a bit. So I'm gonna start with the nose. So I'm starting up here with the bridge, and I'm just gonna, wait, you can't see, I'm gonna do like a line down basically, and then I'm stopping right here when you reach the like kind of pointy part of the nose. I'm stopping right there like that, and then we're gonna do the other side. So you can see like this, it goes like that, and then to the bottom part of the nose, we're just gonna start under here, doing like a little V shape, like that, as you can see, and then I'm gonna drag these parts up, basically, on both sides. And then I'm connecting the top part. So it looks like a little circle. Like a little cute button nose. Like that, you see? And I'm gonna do quite heavy on this one because I want it to be like the center focus on my face. You can do it softer for like softer characters. Like it, you can really adjust it a lot to your preference and like your makeup style, what you prefer. So I'm gonna go in with a darker shade later on as well, just at the tip here. But for now, this is what I'm gonna start with. And I'm also gonna do like the top of my lips here, like this. This is what really gives it the like bunny vibes, you know? Or cat vibes, like that, you can see. Yes, and now I'm gonna go and do the quick like for the jawline and the chin. So I'm going in like this with a big brush, the same shade as well, and I'm just like dragging it along the edge to make it appear smaller and more sleek looking, and on the other side as well. And I'm also gonna do this area. And what can help is you can do this like double chin thing. Then you can kind of see what you're supposed to contour, so you can go like this. And then like that you see when you have the contour placement, basically. That's a nice tip. And I'm also gonna go in this area right here. Just a little bit. This won't really be visible that much, but it can kind of help like a bit but it won't be that visible with the wig anyways. But I usually go like this a bit to make it appear nice and smaller. So this also depends on your facial shape, but for me, I have a very wide, like round kind of face, so I want it to appear more like small, and then I center the contour around these areas, like the shadow and the light, like here, here, and here. So if you have a really long face and want it to appear more narrow, then you would put more contour like here and here. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go in with a matte highlighter. So this is just a white shade in the JUDYDOLL Blush palette. I'm gonna go in with this shade right here with a fluffy brush, and I'm gonna use a lot of product and basically go into these like light areas right besides the contour. So you don't want to like erase the contour you just did, you just want to like basically higher the contrast. So the more contrast you get between, the more like sharper the contour look. So you can kind of see the difference a bit. I don't know if you can, but I'm also gonna do like this area where I have the veins. Basically, I'm just gonna try to make them a bit softer. Basically, I'm gonna do the same on this side. Also on the eyelid as like a base, and I'm gonna do like a bit lighter here, like that. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with the eye makeup. Ooh, what you've all been waiting for. So what I'm gonna start with is I'm gonna start with a dark color. So for the dark color, we're gonna focus on like this part right here. I'm gonna drag it down a bit and then right here. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm using this eyeshadow palette by Mekka. It's like, what is it even called? That Matters. All That Matters, yes. Good name. So I'm using the color Rayon, this one at the top. And I'm gonna use a big, kind of not super fluffy brush. It's like flat but fluffy at the same time. And I'm gonna use a shit ton of that shade. I'm gonna tap off the excess like this, and then I'm gonna start with like this area, like that. I'm gonna leave a space between my eyebrows and the eyeshadow for, I don't know why I used to do that. And I'm also gonna drag the eyeshadow a bit inward to the corner, but like get it a bit smaller. Then I'm gonna look straight and try to see. This is the thing with hooded eyes, like you see, like, yeah, I kind of wanna get a bit of a curve there, like that. You can see kind of, and I'm just gonna blend it in. And I haven't actually touched the eyelid yet. This is only the part above. And I'm gonna do that on the other side as well. Now I've done it like that on both sides, and I'm gonna drag it down here under the eye, like that kind of. And then I'm gonna create like a little like arrow shape kind of. And I'm gonna do the same on this side. Try not to use too much product because you don't want a bunch of excess falling on your foundation. So what you can do also is put a paper right here to prevent it from getting fallout, you know. And I'm gonna try to make them a bit even in the angle so they go like the same direction, like that kind of. And you can see how I almost like connected the eyeshadow to the shape here, like that. And now I'm gonna just go like a bit here on this part. Not too far in on the eyelid, just a little tiny bit. Like that. And then what I'm gonna do is, I usually draw out this with eyeliner, but I use eyeshadow on top of it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a brown eyeliner. This is from JUDYDOLL, it's a very tiny one, and I'm gonna like start right here and do a kind of a droop-ish. And then drag it upwards a bit, like that. And I'm not gonna connect it here, I'm gonna leave a gap. And I'm gonna connect it later with eyeshadow. So a droop, and then on the other side as well. Then I'm connecting from the eye, upper part of the eye, a line basically, like that. And on the other side, making sure the angle is right on both sides. So this one is a bit more like upwards, so I'm gonna drag it down a bit more. So we're gonna use a very tiny brush. This is very important. Use a very tiny brush, please. Otherwise it would be very difficult. So I'm using this one. It's like, you can see, like, I have very tiny hands, but like this one is like, it's tiny, okay? It's very tiny. And you can get like a pack of 5 of these for like €5 on like AliExpress, so I recommend getting that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take the same shade as before, the eyeshadow, and I'm gonna fill in this droop with the color with this small brush, like that, kind of. I'm gonna do the other side like that. And now we're gonna do this part as well, the inner corner. So I'm essentially starting at the inner corner, then connecting to that little point where the eyeliner ends, like that. You can see the difference here. So we're kind of creating a fake inner corner almost. This is gonna get much darker later, but we're starting off with a light shade. I'm doing the other side, making sure they're kind of even-ish. What we're gonna do is we're gonna create the tear bag, or so it's gonna go like this and up here, like that. So what I'm gonna do first though is I'm gonna create an inner corner, kind of fake eyelid kind of thing. So let me show you if you can see what. I'm kind of following my natural line and connecting it to this part right here where my actual eyelid is, like that. I'm kind of connecting it like that. So you can see the difference. This one looks much bigger than this side. So we kind of want to make a big looking eye. I'm gonna do the same on the other side. And we're gonna make sure we connect it. You can see there's a little gap here. We're gonna connect it to the actual, like, eyeshadow. And not leave a gap. And now we're gonna do the tear bag. So I usually start right here and then go like this. And this is why it's important to have a very tiny brush. And I'm gonna start with a lighter shade, so I'm using the same one I did before, and then I'm gonna go in with a darker shade. So like this. And then dragging it upward here, like that. And then I'm gonna go in and make it darker. So it's kind of important to not go all in, like the first thing you do. You're gonna sketch it out first and then go in and make it darker and darker. Because otherwise you might get it uneven on the first try, and then you can't fix it because it's so dark. That's why you want to start with a lighter shade to make sure it's really even. Then I'm gonna connect this part to this little part right there. You can see? You can see how big of a difference it makes. Like, it makes your eye look huge. And I know this look weird without the wig and stuff, but it really makes a huge difference. Like, your eyes look ginormous. So that's why I'm doing it. And I'm gonna do the same on the other eye. now I'm just gonna go in and create like depth. So basically what I'm gonna do is, wait, this part is gonna be the lightest, and then it's gonna go like this, like a gradient, and then it's gonna be like kind of dark in this area. So I'm gonna take the same brush, the tiny one, and just like dab it a bit so you can see the difference. Here it's a bit of a gradient, and here it's just light all the way. So we're gonna do that on this side as well. And then I'm gonna go in with this darker shade right here on the same palette. And now we're gonna start adding the darker colors. So we're gonna go in with a very light hand, not to create it too dark, but to get like the nice sharp look like that. You can see the difference. I'm gonna go in on the other side as well. And now I'm gonna connect these with a big fluffy brush. So I'm gonna do this part and make it dark. Here. It's the, okay, so these ones are like dying. It's the NYX Jumbo pencil in white. So I recommend this one a lot for cosplay makeup because it's very opaque and you can like layer stuff on top of it to create like different pastel shades and stuff. So you want to make sure to sharpen it a bit so it's not like super flat. And we kind of want to create like a like sharp shape here. So like drag it out like this. You can see how it goes like. And now I'm gonna go in with the white cream product. So the one I'm using. Then what we wanna do is we're gonna fill in this like beige areas, the ones that don't have the dark color. We're gonna fill it in with this one, and you kind of want to be careful with this because it can get a bit messy, but I'm gonna try to fill in as good as I can. Oh, it's not. This is why it needs to be really sharp, otherwise you get like outside the lines basically. Yeah, you can see like this. It's really opaque, okay? I'm gonna put here, like that. Like that, you can see the difference. I'm gonna do the same on the other side. So it's a really creamy product. This is why it doesn't work with just eyeshadow, because it's not as opaque. I know you can use like face paint as well for this if you have like the white one. I'm gonna do the other side now. And after each time you use it, you want to wipe off the product so it doesn't get like dark, so you keep it white all the time. And then I'm gonna do the eyelid. So I'm gonna start here in the inner corner. Go inside these lines that we drew. I'm just gonna go on the eyelid. And I'm gonna do the same on the other side. Now you can kind of see that the edges have gotten a bit like weird. So that's why we don't go in with the darkest color immediately, because we're gonna need to do the tear bag again. So I'm going in again with the same shade, and I'm just like patching up the mess over here. You have to be really careful to not like mess it up. And now I can kind of see that the inner corner got a bit messed up, so I'm gonna go in again. Like this, you can see the difference. And now I'm just gonna make this side a bit thicker so it matches this side, so it's not uneven. And I know I look crazy right now, I know, trust me, I know, but it's gonna look better soon, okay? So now what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in and do the highlighter. So I do that highlighter on my eyes and like for my nose. So this is where I'm gonna go in and darker the nose contour a bit. So I'm using the same eyeshadow as for the eyes. And really just going in and darken that button nose. Like really make it dark so you can see the difference on the contour colors here. So we're gonna make it really pop out. Make a tiny button, and then I'm using the, also by NYX, it's the, what the fuck is it called? Glowshots, Ultimate Glowshots liquid highlighter. I'm gonna start with applying the nose highlight. So I'm just doing like a little button there, like that. Then doing a straight line here, and I'm gonna blend it a bit with my finger. Like that, you can see. Then I'm gonna go in, do the same, but like for the white areas to make them a bit shiny, you know? Like that. You can kind of see a difference. It's not that noticeable on camera, but it does make a difference. Makes it not as matte, you know. And on top of the eyelid as well. And the inner corner here. Like that. Now I'm gonna actually, while I wait for this to dry, I'm gonna do the blush. And then we're going in with the eyeliner. So for the blush, I'm using this powder blusher by Beautybay. It's in the shade Peachy. I don't think they sell this anymore. I'm not sure, but it's a really nice like shade. So I'm gonna go in with a blush brush, and I'm gonna focus on like this area. So it's like I said before, I have a very like kind of wide face-ish, so I'm not gonna drag it all the way here, because it's gonna, like, if you go like this, it's gonna make your like face appear shorter. So we're gonna focus it on this area to make it look longer. So I'm starting like this, and this you kind of want to go crazy with it like a bit, because it's cosplay, you know, it's not really that visible when you have the wig on. Like you want to go like really heavy. Like this kind of, you can see the difference, like my face looks longer on this side. Really tap it in, like use a lot of product, okay? Like it looks a bit crazy, but trust me, it will be fine. Like that. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna do the eyeliner. So for this, I'm gonna, like you see this line that we started with, like this one, we're gonna work like this and then go like that. I go upwards and then connect. Like that, you can see. Except I smudged it because it's not fully dry. And this is kind of complicated for me since I have hooded eyes, so you can see the shape is kind of like an arrow-ish. And you want to look straight ahead when you do this. You want to look like straight in the, like you normally look with your eyes, like not like this, but like this. And then you want to try to create it as evenly like as possible. That, and I'm gonna fill it in with just a black, like this is a black eyeliner by, oh, it's by Shane. I don't recommend, like I got it by my friend, it's from Shein, so I wouldn't really recommend buying makeup from there, but you know, it is a good eyeliner, so like that kind of, you can see. Yep. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a bit more like right here and then go to the inner side. Like this kind of. Yep, and we're gonna do the same on the other side. Try to make it evenly. This is why it really helps to have this line at the beginning. This is also, my eyes are like uneven, so it kind of looks different on both sides, but whatever. This is the part where you need to lock in and see if they're different or like cousins or twins, basically. So I'm gonna do like the upper part now, like here, like that kind of. Then I'm gonna do the inner corner. Actually, I'm switching eyeliner. I'm using the JUDYDOLL one now, because my eyeliners always die, so I have to like switch between them. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna follow this shape like this, like boink. We're gonna follow that. Then we're gonna connect it to the one we made earlier. Like that. You can see the difference. I'm gonna do the same on this side. And lastly, I'm gonna do the inner like eyeliner here. This is always kind of difficult. I hate this part, but oh well. Like that, you can see the difference. So what I'm gonna do now is going to go in with a darker shade in this area. I'm using the small brush again, the really tiny one, and the darkest shade, and I'm just gonna go in and like blend it in kind of with eyeliner. I'm also gonna go in and make the transition a bit softer over here. Like that, and we're gonna do the eyelashes. So I usually draw on fake eyelashes, but I really recommend using a super tiny fucking brush for this. Like you can see how it's like, wait, it's like super small. Really tiny. This is from JUDYDOLL, by the way. It's the Slim Liquid Eyeliner in black. And I'm gonna go in and draw on the eyelashes. So for this, it's kind of difficult to get them even. You can like do the like tiny points, like dots, and then draw them on. But yeah, I usually just wing it and hope for the best. And this part like really takes practice. It's super annoying. Like this. I made 4 of them, so 3 big ones and 1 like tiny one here. And then I'm gonna try to do the same on the other eye. So this is where it gets difficult, because you wanna do them in the same angle, because sometimes you get like, they go like this, but you wanna do them in like the same angle basically. That's what I'm trying to do at least. Like that, kind of even-ish. Yeah, so now I'm gonna go and do the lips. For this, I use a NYX lip pencil in, I don't know what shade, no clue, Hot Cocoa. And I'm using their soft matte lip cream in the shade Rome for this look. So I'm gonna start with the lip pencil. And I'm gonna do like a line above. So we're not gonna follow like this V line, or we're gonna do like a curve on top basically. This is of course optional, but this is what I like the best, so. And I'm just gonna do that with the lip pencil actually. Then I'm gonna go in with the lipstick or like a lip creamer inside the lines. Like that. I'm just following my natural lip basically. Then when I'm done like this, I'm gonna go in with my finger and blend it to make them look a bit juicy, I guess, and like softer, so you can see the difference there. And the reason I'm using a lip liner on top is because I don't want it to smudge as easily. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do my mascara. So I'm using one by IDUN Minerals. This one has been abused. It's been through a lot, you know. But I'm just gonna like I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it on my upper lashes. Not my lower ones, because we have already drawn these ones on. If we were to use mascara, it would like disturb the illusion of the like big eye basically. So I'm just gonna do the mascara. This is a black one, by the way. And I'm gonna make sure to use a lot of product and get that kind of spiderly like look almost for the lashes. Like that. You can see the difference. Gonna do the same on the other side. And I'm gonna do lashes on top of this. So what I'm doing now is I'm using like a glitter like thing. It's from the brand FOXY. It's face glitter gel. So I'm using this on top of my blush to kind of make the shiny effect and like stuff like that, you know. It looks very cute. I usually get a lot of compliments on like the glitter, like, oh, you're so shiny. I'm like, hey, thank you. And you can also use this on like your like collarbone and stuff. It looks really nice. I love this product. It kind of makes, I don't know, it just looks so good. Like, you see like this? Like, it looks so nice. I'm gonna do this on the other side as well. Like that. It looks so sparkly. So now I'm gonna do my eyelashes, and what I use is like this package from AliExpress. It's just like a random like Manga Lashes basically, and I've cut them in like 2 parts because my lashes always fall off because of the curves of my eyes. So I'm just gonna put like these lashes like this. I'm just gonna put them on the outer part and then put individual lashes like for the inner part, you know. I have lash glue here from JUDYDOLL, I think, yeah. And I'm just gonna put them on like normal, basically. Like how you put on any lashes. But we're kind of gonna, instead of follow the eye shape properly out here at the edge, we're kind of gonna put them a bit higher up, so they follow like the angle of the eyeliner, basically. Like this. Then we're gonna wait for them to dry before putting them on. Like this, you can see how big of a difference it makes. Like the eyes look much larger, basically. I'm gonna do the same on the other side. I'll try to find the link for these and put them in the description. Otherwise, I will link a pair of different ones that look similar. Nice. Wow. 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 No. No, baby's here. Oh. Look. Look, I look like a cat. Meow. She's like, what the fuck, Mom? What is this bullshit you're doing? Meow, I'm sorry, okay. So I actually tried putting on the individual lashes, but I didn't like how it looked, so I'm gonna do this instead. Because it kind of makes them look like very, like, sleek eye shape, basically. So this is basically what I do for this kind of makeup. You can like change it up basically for what you want. So if you want a softer look, you can use like more like pink shades and like peachy shades instead of the brown, and like black. Instead of black eyeliner, you can use like brown eyeliner and stuff like that. And what I usually also do is I use like tiny like nail charms, but like I glue them on with eyelash glue with like different like kind of bows and like hearts or something, but I'm not doing this for this specific look. But yeah, this is kind of it. Yeah. Hi, so this is my final makeup look, how it looks with the cosplay on. So this is the Herta. She's very classy, which I feel like this makeup look suits especially well. So yeah, this is how it looks complete with the wig on and everything. Yeah, and this is without filters or anything. It just, yeah, it looks nice, I guess. Thank you all for watching. I hope you really liked this video. It's my first, well, long format video, so I really hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you like this kind of content. I will try to do more of it, especially with like a male makeup version as well. And I want to do more, like, I want to do convention vlogs and like everything and like behind the scenes stuff of like competitions and everything like that. So make sure to follow my social for updates, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!